2 decades strong and working on 3. It is From Montana for Montana, Voices of Montana. And we're going to talk more about how these voices of Montana may govern in the U.S. Senate. We're talking about Senator Jon Tester and his Senate challenger, Tim Sheehy. Of course, I don't think it's news to anybody how important this election is. And elections are always very vital. But we have some serious, I think, conditions facing our country that we need to have really good policy discussions about. And we really get informed on as well, kind of cut through whatever is misinformation, need to cut through some of the woke stuff out there, need to just get to the black and white about some of these challenges. We're going to continue on with our series here. As I mentioned, AARP Montana has done this for a number of years. Voter guides. Yesterday we talked about why the candidates were running for office, both Jon Tester and Tim Sheehy, with good responses there. Family caregiving. What can the government do to help those family caregivers? Some good answers there as well. Today, we're going to talk about Social Security and prescription drugs. And so we're going to go with question number 3, and we'll start with Montana Senator Jon Tester. He's a third-generation Montana farmer. And again, I took bio information off his website. John and his wife, Charla, still farm the same land near the town of Big Sandy. It was homesteaded by John's grandparents in 1912. He earned a degree in music from the College of Great Falls, took over the Tester farm in 1978, and also taught elementary music there at the Big Sandy School. Entered politics in the state legislature in 1998, and then now is currently serving his 3rd term in the U.S. Senate. So, Jon Tester, and we'll also have a little more here on Tim Sheehy to come, but let's go with the senator first. And the question today for the AARP Montana Voter Guide is, the Social Security Trust Fund is expected to see a shortfall in approximately 10 years. If Congress doesn't act, millions of Americans who are counting on Social Security may see cuts to the money they've earned. More than 1 in 5 Montana residents, that's 24,000, almost 245,000 people, receive Social Security in the state. These payments inject more than $4 billion into the state's economy every year. If elected, Senator Tester, how would you protect Social Security benefits for the future?
I will never cut Social Security or Medicare, full stop. I'm fighting every day to make sure we uphold our promises we made to previous generations, and that means fighting tooth and nail to protect Social Security. For many older Montanans, Social Security is the only source of retirement income, and Medicare is their only way to access affordable, life-saving health care. These are essential benefits that Montanans have spent their entire lives paying into, and I'll always fight to ensure these benefits are protected, not just for today's seniors, but for all of Montana's future generations. There are some politicians who want to end Social Security or cut those benefits. I oppose any plan to do so. I will also stand tough against any plan to privatize Medicare, because our seniors have paid into that their whole lives, and they should be able to rely on it. I'll keep working to ensure older Montanans can live and retire with dignity in the communities they love, and that means always fighting for Social Security and Medicare.
As Senator Jon Tester. We move now to Tim Sheehy, the Senate challenger, a graduate of the Naval Academy class of 2008. He was the first midshipman to participate in the U.S. Army Special Operations Exchange Program, and the first to graduate from the elite U.S. Army Ranger School. Tim met his wife, Carmen, who served as a U.S. Marine Corps officer at the U.S. Naval Academy. And later on, the two moved to Montana. They've got 4 kids. In 2014, Tim Sheehy founded Bridger Aerospace, bootstrapping that in his barn with his savings and an all-veteran team, and led the growth of Bridger Aerospace. He has also done hundreds of firefighting missions across the American West as well, protecting our communities from the devastation as a pilot of a water bomber. That, again, from Tim Sheehy's website. And we asked the question here again. We'll have another one upcoming as well, but the Social Security Trust Fund expected to see a shortfall in approximately 10 years. If Congress doesn't act, millions of Americans who are counting on Social Security may see cuts to the money they've earned. More than 1 in 5 Montana residents, again, 245,000 people, receive Social Security. Those payments inject more than $4 billion into the state's economy every year. If elected, challenger Tim Sheehy, how would you protect Social Security benefits in the future?
Let me be clear. I will always protect Montanans' Social Security benefits and will ensure the politicians back in Washington don't touch Social Security or Medicare. Our nation made a promise to our seniors to protect their Social Security and Medicare benefits, and I will honor that promise and preserve the benefits they've earned. Full stop. The truth is, America is $35 trillion in debt, and Jon Tester has done nothing about it. In fact, he's voted to raise the debt ceiling 14 times. Let's be honest. The federal government has a spending problem, not a revenue problem. If we're going to defeat inflation and hand our kids a solvent nation, Congress must end its out-of-control spending that's driven the costs sky high. We must balance the budget and begin to lower our national debt. The quickest way to balance the budget is to ensure that politicians who fail to pass a balanced budget don't get paid. No balanced budget, no paycheck. It's that easy. I firmly believe we must keep our commitment to every Montana senior to protect their Social Security and Medicare benefits. Our nation made a promise to our seniors, and I will fight every day to honor that promise and preserve the benefits they've earned. Moreover, we shouldn't be raiding these accounts to pay for reckless spending. As your U.S. Senator, I will always fight to protect Social Security and Medicare from Montana seniors.
Cost of prescription drugs, another big issue when you're talking about policies that direct funding or other kinds of resources. It doesn't always have to be funding, but other kind of resources to help in this area. Welcome back here. It's from Montana for Montana, Voices of Montana. That's the next question up on our AARP voter guide. Let's go with the challenger, Tim Sheehy, first in question number 4 here. And again, go to AARP.org and search for Montana. It'll just be /Montana. And you'll be able to replay these responses. We'll also have them up on a podcast here on Voices of Montana later on today. Americans pay some of the highest prescription drug prices in the world. If elected, Tim Sheehy, how will you lower prescription drug prices for all Americans?
Costs of health care and prescription drug prices are too high, and costs have only skyrocketed the last 2 decades while Jon Tester, the number one recipient of money from Big Pharma, has been in office. We absolutely need to do more to lower prescription drug prices for all Montanans, including our seniors. It's despicable watching these massive pharmaceutical corporations drive up prices to line their pockets at the expense of Montanans who shouldn't have to choose between gas in their car or life-saving medicine. This corrupt system is hurting Montanans, and there needs to be accountability. Montana seniors need relief yesterday as they are being crushed by inflation from this disastrous Biden-Harris-Tester economy. Kamala Harris and Jon Tester's policies are driving up the cost of everything, including gas, groceries, housing, healthcare, and prescription drugs. And no one is more impacted by this than folks on a fixed income. Truth is, Jon Tester and the entire Democrat Party broke our healthcare system. If we're all being honest, we need to do meaningful reforms to American healthcare. We should be focused on protecting Montanans with pre-existing conditions, lowering premiums for Montanans, and protecting rural hospitals and rural access to healthcare. That's why I'm fighting to make Montana affordable again by defeating inflation, increasing access to affordable generic drugs, and supporting common sense solutions like greater price transparency, competition, and shopping for services in our healthcare system. And we should be rewarding outcomes and innovation to help drive down costs. We need new leaders to fix our broken healthcare system and save our country. It's time to make a change in November.
Tim Sheehy running for U.S. Senate, seat here in Montana. Jon Tester is the current senator from the great state of Montana, and also answered this question as the AARP voter guide for Montana continues. Americans pay some of the highest prescription drug prices in the world, Senator Tester. If elected, how will you lower prescription drug prices for all Americans?
Big Pharma has been taking advantage of Montanans for far too long. Corporate price gouging has caused prescription drug prices to skyrocket, and enough is enough. That's why I stood up for Montanans and took on Big Pharma. With your help and support, we were able to cap insulin prices for Montana's seniors at $35 a month. And we finally allow Medicare to negotiate lower prescription drugs on behalf of Montana's seniors. That means hundreds and thousands of dollars back in the pocket of Montana seniors each and every year, and additional savings passed on to the rest of Montanans. But our work doesn't end there. I led the fight to hold pharmacy benefit managers accountable and successfully passed legislation banning retroactive clawback fees that raise prices on life-saving prescription drugs. Montana seniors have made Montana the greatest state in the greatest country of the world. And I'll always fight to ensure you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for life-saving medication.
Senator Jon Tester, thank you for that. Candidate Tim Sheehy as well. Thank you for your responses.